It's a Lit Sports Online regular season finale predictions episode for the NFL this week. It's week 17, and this is when we're going to find out whose prediction record is going to stand above the rest. Where are we, Gerald?
Somehow you've come back. You're within 2 games of me. I stand at 119 and 87, while you stand at 117 and 89. Meanwhile, Ross is standing down trying to fight for the percentage victory at 61 and 43. But it comes down to this weekend. So we separate the men from the boys. Whose brain's better at predicting games? You'll find out. First up this week, the Baltimore Ravens, after a very, very depressing loss to the Steelers, are looking to go to Cincinnati and give Steve Smith the proper send-off the legend deserves. I have no doubt the Ravens are going to come home with a victory this weekend.
I'm also picking the Ravens, and kind of along the same lines of thinking here. They don't want Steve Smith retiring on a loss, especially after just losing the Steelers, and heartbreaking that he's not going to go to playoffs. So I think they want to send him off well, and what better than to go into Cincinnati and trash them. So
I look for them to open up the playbook for the kid.
And we got to remember A.J. Green. They decide, you know what, we're going to rest him for the remainder of the year, not play him. He won't be in this game. I think without A.J. Green, that's going to really hurt the Bengals' chances as well. I'll go Ravens.
And of course, Ross chose the Ravens as well. Next up, the Texans travel to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Some injuries in play here, huh? I think I'm going to go with the Texans on a away victory.
Yeah, I think I'll go Texans as well. I don't feel great about it because, I mean, even without Mariota, I mean, the Titans, it's home. They still have Murray and everything, but I think not having Mariota, it's got to hurt him a pretty decent amount, though. And, you know, the guy that got behind him, not sure how well he's going to do. I think Tom Savage, you know, despite not really producing well in that first game he started, I think he just needs to warm up a bit. Maybe he gets something going this game, so I'll take Texans.
All right, in agreement. Keeping it close. And Ross, of course, chose the Texans as well. Next up, the Carolina Panthers traveled to Tampa to take on the Buccaneers, who have actually been pretty impressive as of late. I'm going to stick with famous Jameis, and I'm thinking they're going to get a victory this weekend.
You know what? I'll actually take the Panthers on this.
Really? Really?
So, I mean, here's the thing.
Is that an upset alert?
I mean, is it? I don't know. It's the last game of the season. Neither of these teams really have much to play for, it looks like. I don't know. I just got a feeling, you know? I mean, I feel like Cam Newton wants to finish the season on a strong note. Doug Martin apparently is, like, not activated on the roster, so I guess they'll be rolling with Charles Sims and Jaquiz Rodgers. I don't know. I mean, I just got a funny feeling about the Bucs this week. I don't know what else to say.
The Panthers.
Hey, you notice this season they've always won when everyone writes them off. I mean, there's been a couple games they won where you're just like, really? Like, how did they win this game? This could be one of them.
I'm just waiting for Cam Newton to get a better wardrobe. Maybe then they'll start winning. Ross as well picked the Buccaneers. Seems like he's more logical. Next up, the Dallas Cowboys. After an amazing regular season, something that they haven't seen in the likes of 20 years, travel to finish their season off against division rival, the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly. Now, this game, I mean, you know, this could be a game that the Eagles could pull off a miracle in Philly. I don't know, but my gut tells me go with the Cowboys. Don't count them out. They traveled to Pittsburgh and beat them. I don't think they'll have a problem in Philly. Cowboys.
I'm going Eagles, and let me tell you why. I heard reports that Dak Prescott is sitting, and so is Tony Romo. I heard that Mark Sanchez is going to start the game.
Can I change my pick?
I don't think
my
you can,
God.
man.
It's locked in. Once you say it, it's done.
So there's that. Who else are they going to rest? I mean, they got the top seed clinched. Are they going to rest Witten? Are they going to rest Des Bryant?
Are they going to rest Zeke?
I think what's going to happen is they're just going to rest a bunch of first stringers and just give them a game.
Just take the L?
That's what I think's going to happen.
What? If they don't rest Zeke, then... If they rest Zeke, then it's definitely a loss for them. But if they don't rest Zeke, I don't even think Philly's defense can stop that boy.
We'll
Really?
see. I mean, the Cowboys. The Cowboys. They still got a shot here because even if they rest those guys, they're not going to just.
Their defense is still
They're
solid.
not going to. They still got to play the game. They're not going to roll over
Yeah.
for the Eagles. They want to still beat the Eagles.
And not to mention, their defense is still pretty solid. They've been pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm just taking the Eagles because, like I said, Cowboys going to rest some guys. We at least know they're resting Prescott and Romo, and I just feel like the Eagles have pulled off some good wins at home this year, so we'll see.
Wow, look at you. Inside scoop, Adam Schefter over here. Ross, of course, is picking the Cowboys. Next up, the Ryan brothers are unemployed and looking for a job, leaving the Bills with an interim head coach to take on the Jets. I wonder if they're going to win in spite. You know what? But then again, you have no head coach. Your coach leaves. It's just a mess. There's lots of confusion. Of course, it's the middle of the week. This guy got fired. I think the Jets are going to be more prepared because of the lack of controversy surrounding them for once. I'm going with the Jets at home.
I think I'll take the Bills on this one. I mean, I'm looking at it like...
They're going to win in spite?
Well, the Jets have problems of their own. You know, their quarterback, like, Petty got hurt, but Fitzpatrick's hasn't been playing nearly as well as last year. Like, both teams have a lot of problems. That's kind of like how I'm looking at it. But the Jets, record-wise, are worse. Bills, you know, they still got... It seems like they have, like, most of their player personnel in place still. So I feel like even with a coaching change, they can maybe pull this off.
All right. And, of course, Ross, who emailed us his picks earlier, is going with the Bills. So, you guys agree for once. Next up, the Chicago Bears travel to Minnesota to take on the Vikings in a completely irrelevant game. The Vikings are going to get a victory at home.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel great about picking the Vikings because they've been really bad form lately. But
they're going against the Bears.
The Bears, you know, the Bears have some pieces in place with Howard and Cameron Meredith, but I just feel like the Vikings have a good secondary. Should be able to stop that pass threats. Yeah, I mean, it's no lock, but I will take the Vikings here.
All right, and Ross. Wait, you went with the Bears? Did I hear that?
Vikings.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Next, and Ross is picking the Vikings as well. We're all in agreement. Next up, the Jaguars. I guess there should be a division with the Jaguars, the Browns, the Bears, and the 49ers. And they should just, like, beat the crap out of each other. Maybe they'll get at least 2 wins this season. But that's besides the point. The Jaguars are traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. They're at home. Colts are going to get a victory. I don't see the Jags winning. Nothing really to be said for me.
Jaguars, let's remember, coming off a nice win against the Titans where they hurt Mariota. But I don't think that gives them quite enough momentum to pull out this one.
I mean,
the Colts, Andrew Luck, you know, if Andrew Luck wasn't playing, it might be a different story. But, yeah, I like the Colts in this one.
And Ross, of course, is picking the Colts as well. Next up, we have the New England Patriots traveling to sunny South Beach, Miami, to take on the Dolphins. Tom Brady gets a vacation and a victory, unless Justin somehow knows about them benching Tom Brady. But even with Garoppolo, they're still going to whoop the Miami Dolphins. So I'm going with the Patriots.
Well, you know, from what I read, it sounds like they are going to actually play Tom Brady because they want to
they want to give him reps.
Seal up that top, the best playoff spot they can. And
I don't think it's a question.
Well, they just want to make sure they have it, and so it sounds like they're playing everybody. Dolphins, I don't see a miracle happening for them here.
And Ross is going with the Patriots as well. Next up, we have the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to San Diego to take on the Chargers, who got embarrassed by the Browns. And the embarrassment continues right into the final week where the Chiefs beat them up this weekend.
Yeah, Chiefs. Nothing else to say about it.
Ross, you can guess it, Chiefs. Next up, the Cardinals traveling to LA to take on the Rams. I almost want to give the Rams a victory, but I'm not stupid, so I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
Well, we talked pre-show about how,
Yeah.
you know, I wasn't wearing the Rams jersey this week,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at it like a bust season. But I didn't really expect much from the Rams this year after drafting Goff and, you know, all that, rookie quarterback. Unfortunately, even if the Rams lose this, it won't help them because they don't have a first-round pick. You know, gave up a lot to get Goff, so that sucks. But, you know, I don't really care about this game, to be honest with you. I mean, sure, it's nice they knock off a rival, but the Cardinals aren't going anywhere even if they win. So I just feel like this is going to be just an end-of-the-year just grudge match. Doesn't mean anything. I'll say that the Cardinals actually win.
All right. And Ross is also going with the Cardinals. Next up, the Raiders, minus Carr, travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. And I got to say, this is heartbreaking. You know, I looked at the Raiders as this year's like just that second string team. If the Ravens did somehow fail and didn't get to the playoff, which they sadly did. But I was like, man, like the Raiders, you know, they haven't been there in a while. Like I was like, man, they're gonna do good. And then of course Carr broke his ankle. I'm like, geez, like it cannot get any worse. But I'm looking to see them pull something off. I'm looking for a miracle, and I think I'm going with the Raiders this weekend. But even more importantly, going forward, I want to see what this bye week does. You know. Because do they have the first round bye? Is that locked up yet?
I'm not sure. I mean, I know the Cowboys do.
Yeah, the Cowboys do. I believe the Patriots do, as far as I know.
But the Raiders are in a good position.
The Raiders are
definitely in playoffs.
I want them to get a bye just to get that quarterback, so there can be some competition. I wouldn't mind.
I'm going to pick the Broncos here. I mean, it'd be one thing if, I just don't think without Carr there that McGloin and Latavius Murray are going to be, you know, lead the charge and get it done. I mean, it all comes down to McGloin, really. I mean, can he be good enough to because the Broncos have a tough defense, but the Broncos don't have that great of an offense. It's going to be interesting to see how well this replacement quarterback can play against the Broncos, and if they can, you know, outplay the Broncos' offense. We shall see, but I'm going to go with the home team here and pick the Broncos.
And Ross is going with the Raiders. Next up, the Giants travel to Washington, D.C. to take on the Redskins. And the Giants have been looking pretty good lately. But I don't know if they're going to... I'm not totally convinced that they're going to be able to walk into D.C. and pick up a complete victory. I think it's going to be a very close game. I do think it's going to be interesting to see Josh Norman and, you know, Odell Beckham go at it. And I think I'm going to go with but I do think I am going to go with the Giants, though.
Yeah, I'll go Giants as well, simply because, like I've been saying all year, the Redskins, they always seem to be playing better on the road. They always let you down at home. I don't know why it is, but that's what the story's been for the most part. And also, Jordan Reed, like... Is he going to play? Is he going to be another 1 or 0 catch game for him? Like, he's really struggling late in the season here. That's Cousins' top weapon. Without him being up to full strength, they have a tougher time. So for those factors, I'm going to go with the Giants.
The only motivator I could see that, and like I said, it's going to be a close game. The Redskins are playing for a playoff spot right now. As far as I know, the Redskins are playing right now for a playoff spot. Knocking off the Giants would help those chances. That could be the only motivator, but then again, like you say, they don't do good at home, which is weird, because most teams do. It's weird, but so are the Redskins. As a Ravens fan, I'll gladly say it. And Ross actually is picking the Redskins, surprisingly.
I think Ross a lot of times just likes his home teams, doesn't he?
Yeah, I guess.
That home field advantage.
Ross loves that home field advantage. Next up, the Seahawks. You remember that whole division I was saying, the 49ers? Yeah. Seahawks are traveling to San Francisco to take on the 49ers. But that's the thing. The Seahawks, I don't know. But they're going to pick up a victory, but the Seahawks have just been so inconsistent lately this season. I think if you look back on this season, I mean, they've had glimmer of that Super Bowl team, and then they're like, where did you come from? Like, barely getting 5 points again in that one game.
I'd be curious to see if the Seahawks sit anybody for this game, because I believe they clinched a playoff spot, clinched division title. So that's going to be the X factor here. Are they sitting any starters? Yeah. And I don't know. But regardless, I am going to pick the Seahawks. Are we all in agreement, Seahawks?
I think we're all in agreement. Even Ross has picked the Seahawks. I mean, okay, it's the 49ers. Just let the nightmare die. Next up, the Saints travel to hot Atlanta to take on the Falcons. And I think the Falcons are getting a good victory here in the Georgia Dome this weekend.
Yeah, Falcons want to, lock up home field advantage for the playoffs if they can. So they're going to be playing this week, and they're going to be putting Matt Ryan out there. I like their chances at home against the Saints.
All right. And last but not least, the Green Bay Packers travel to Detroit to take on the Lions. And like I said, Aaron Rodgers has turned it around as of late, and I think the Packers are going to continue rolling into Detroit when they pick up a victory this weekend.
I'm actually going to go with the Lions here.
Woo!
It's one of those things where I'm just thinking, like, is Aaron Rodgers in this big-time rivalry game deciding the division? Is he going to slip up and return to the mediocre Rodgers at the middle of the season? I'm starting to wonder.
I don't know, man. I don't think so. I think Aaron Rodgers has done some soul searching, and I think he's going to pull off a victory here.
I mean, this is the one that's going to count the most, right? Because this is deciding, who's taking the division. But yeah. I just have a funny feeling about last week of the season home game for the Lions. Like, there's something about it that is just not having me pick the Packers. I will say, right now.
Looking at this paper, this is game of the week.
It is. Both teams have the same record.
Both teams have the same record. A lot is on the line. Yeah, man, this is the game of the week. But I think Aaron Rodgers is going to show up ready to go. I mean, there's so much on the line that I don't see Aaron Rodgers just falling under pressure.
Well, we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
I got to pick some different games than you anyway.
We got to pick some different games. We got to split some decisions here. We know what we're playing for.
But also, we did, there is one more game, the Browns and Steelers. But I think we all know what we're going with that one.
Yeah. But before we get too far, Ross also picks the Packers, but you're right, the Browns and the Steelers. I don't know. I kind of want the Browns to win just because I'm salty. I'm so salty. But I am going to pick the Steelers because of logic.
Yeah, I'm actually a little mad at myself for not picking the Browns last week because I was part of me thinking, like, if there's one they're going to win, it's this one. But no, I don't see them being a 2-win team, Gerald. I don't think the quality's there to be a 2-win team for them at the end of the season and beat the Steelers. Like, no, they're a 1-win team. Let's
and of course, Ross picked the Steelers as well. Oh,
so that's going to do it. Sounds like we had some split decisions, enough to potentially swing the tide in my favor, but we're not going to know till after this week.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to pick straight to the Super Bowl. So while you're on your vacation next week, I want you to send your picks in. I need your wild card predictions. Because I want to see who Justin Holden's going to pick in the playoffs.
Well, we got to decide right now, is the playoffs a separate entity than this regular season? Are we combining our records, or are we just going to end it after week 17 and start anew?
Let's do regular season champion and then playoffs champion. How about that? That way Ross gets a fair shake in the playoffs. Because I don't think, he's really included in that full final victory. And of course, we'll see who gets the belt. There will be a belt at the end of all this.
Yeah, I agree. Let's split it up. So we'll find out after this week who's going to be the regular season prediction champion.
It's that a tight race? You're 2 games behind me. It's a tight race, man.
Well, it's always good to keep things competitive.
There you go.
It wouldn't be as interesting if it was a blowout at this stage. So,
right down to the wire.
anyways, we hope you enjoyed this final regular season prediction show from Justin and Gerald. Hope you have a good night.
And from the LitTube team, we'd like to send our condolences to the family of Carrie Fisher, who passed away earlier this weekend. Of course, BYU football legendary head coach Lavelle Edwards, who passed away today. We want to send our condolences and say God bless and Happy New Year's from LitTube.